Good evening, everyone. This is Alamjeet Flora from the Wednesday Talk Show brought to you by Pothos Events. Pothos Events is a Sweden-based company. We are here since 2018 doing a lot of live shows, and now we are online. We are bringing you lots of guests from the past 4 months. We have amazing guests that have been, honoring us by coming on our show. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram to stay updated with our shows. And today, talking about when we become inquisitive about the world globally, what attracts us definitely is the country's music, which helps us get a peek into their culture. And if we speak about Indian culture, then it's known that we have such enriching flavors like our vast geography. People in India speak different languages, dress differently, follow different religions, eat different food, but are of the same temperament. So, whether it's joyous occasion or a moment of grief, people participate wholeheartedly. Feeling the happiness and pain of all these emotions are often expressed in the form of songs. Every region in India is bonded with its own folk culture when it's celebrated through their various songs. These songs would have died a silent death had it not been for a talented band, Indian Ocean, who have given them a life of its own, presented them on national, international platforms, and made India so, so proud. When we talk about pure Indian soulful music, for all the Indians and non Indians across the globe, Indian Ocean music tops their list. In fact, it's the only one on their list. That's the kind of niche Indian Ocean has created for themselves for now almost 3 decades. The musical style of the band has best been classified as folk and fusion music. In its experimental genre, fusing traditional Indian tunes with rock music, guitars, drums, sometimes Indian folk songs. They were on the cover of Rolling Stone in its 2014 listing of 25 greatest Indian rock songs of last 25 years. Rolling Stone India featured 2 songs, Ma Rewa and Kandisa, from the album Kandisa. They have collaborated with various artists like Shubha Mudgal, Vishad Dadlani, Shankar Mahadevan, and many more. They've also rendered their music to songs of many Bollywood movies like Pipli Life, Masan, and Black Friday. We are personally honored and privileged to have them today on our show. So, everyone, please welcome Indian Ocean to Stockholm on the Wednesday Talk Show. Welcome,
Hi.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar from India.
Thank you.
Namaskar,
Thank you.
namaskar. Thank you so much. Here we are again.
Hello.
Hello. One second. And we have Ram sir also.
Yes.
So, we have Manju, Amin, Kilam, Ram sir, Tumil, and from the Indian Ocean band joining us today. So thank you so much, everyone, once again. Uh, yeah. So before I begin, like I told you, I have seen you perform live in India. In fact, assisted you, and also now, the magic that you've created, I've personally felt it. But now in this pandemic, how is it? What are you doing right now? The live shows are not happening currently. So what's keeping you busy? I'm sure you're creating something, or you're upgrading your skills, or I just tell us what's happening there.
Okay, I think two of us are upgrading our skills, Nikhil
Okay.
Rao and Tuhin Chakravarti. The
Uh-huh.
younger two are upgrading their skills. I have given up on upgrading skills, okay?
So I think you have done a lot. Like people who don't know, Rahul sir actually holds a PhD uh, and from New York, and he's got so passionate about music. Soon after 1990, so you joined the Indian Ocean Band, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great. So what is Himanshu and Amit, what are you doing nowadays?
Nowadays, for me, it's I've been reading a lot, and then unfortunately during the month of September, we all came down with Corona. Amit had Corona earlier, so one had been out of action for a while. So during this time, it's mostly been in the in the house, um, and unfortunately, no band interaction as we used to do earlier of sitting around making music.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only skill that has happened with me, which is learning of something new, is I've started cooking. So
क्या बात
that
है
that is the only thing that I can say that, yeah, something new that I've done.
Okay, great. Super. And Amit, what are you doing?
I am I'm taking this time actually and upgrading my skills of human interaction with the family because we hardly stayed with the family for so many years. So that plus, I mean, trying to make the best use of whatever little time we have, traveling a little bit, doing some photography, and also working on some new music. Uh, I mean, within the confines of your home mostly, or maybe your studio. Um, Hopefully, that when we all come back and start meeting regularly, we'll have some more new stuff to do. And I'm sure everybody's been doing songs on their own also, given that that's the only way out for now. So, yes, sir, upgrading not any drummer skills, definitely. But yeah, skills of patience and all of that.
Yeah.
Skills of patience. Good.
Sir, your
Well, you
song
know,
from Black Friday, it reminds that Are Ruk Ja O Bande. Are
ah,
Thak, that's so true. At least the first, I don't know in what context you wrote that song, but especially the first four lines is so true in today's world.
काफी टाइम से ये गाना गा रहे थे 2020 में एक्चुअली आके रुकना पड़ा
Exactly. This showed that song has really come true. Like, so
Yeah.
yeah, very true. So, what is your inspiration when you're writing these, songs? Like, from where do you? What's your process? Do you go listen to various songs? Do you go visit a lot of places? What's your process been in bringing such beautiful songs, to life?
okay, a lot of it is us sitting together and jamming.
Okay.
And while we jam, some ideas come out which we all think, oh, this sounds nice. And that could be anything. It could be a guitar line, vocal line, uh, drum thing. I mean, it could be tabla. It could be any of us playing
Yeah.
something which sparks the rest off. And then we slowly sit there and polish it till we get to a piece that we like. The lyrics usually come later, unless it's for films, in which case the lyrics come earlier. But in Bande, in the case of Bande, actually, the lyrics
Yeah.
came after the music.
Huh, okay.
The director, Anurag Kashyap, and the lyricist, Piyush Mishra, had come to our studio, and we were playing them some ideas, and this idea struck them as being something that will work. And Piyush Mishra went off into one corner and emerged 15 minutes later saying, I have it, I have it. Rather like Eureka, Eureka, Archimedes. So, so
It,
then that's where Bande was born. But a lot of the other stuff has been written in films. It's always before, with the exception of Black Friday. And in our own Indian Ocean songs, there are some which are traditionals, right? So Rewa, Kandisa, Hillele,
yes.
Kabir, for example, are the two songs we've done using Kabir Bhajan. These are traditionals. And so
Yeah.
there is a tune or there are lyrics and then we compose around that. But others, we make the tune and then we give them to a lyricist. In fact, this new set of songs is the first time that Indian Ocean has actually dared to write a whole song by themselves. And we shall release it at some point in the next few months, I hope. You know, we were all set with a bunch of new songs to release. And
I'm
then the
sure.
pandemic.
I'm
Then
sure
the
you.
pandemic hit. So everything is on hold.
Yeah.
We've done a few live, in the sense we've gone into a studio and done broadcast shows without a live audience, which I frankly love quite a lot, and Tuhin loves the least, I think. And Tuhin, because
ऑडियंस होनी
actually,
चाहिए, ज्यादा मजा आती
audience
विद द
सुनने
एनर्जी
से,
ऑफ द ऑडियंस.
I don't particularly miss the energy of the audience because I can hear everybody much better. Because there's less variables to deal with.
Yeah,
Because
true.
when you're playing live in front of an audience, there is the actual sound. There are these huge speakers. There is a
Yeah.
sound of the audience. There is weather. There is
Yeah.
wind. There are a lot of things that can and do go wrong.
Yeah.
The number of those variables is reduced when we do these studio shows.
Yeah. It's a
So,
more controlled atmosphere. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
True. 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 Very good. So what was the story behind your song Kandisa, the famous song? Okay,
Okay, can you hear a lot of dogs?
yeah, of course.
Okay, so I have 13 in my house right now.
13. Oh my
And I
God.
cannot silence them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so Kandisa, guys, अब मैं ही बताऊंगा कि आप बताओगे?
Yeah. It's like,
यार आप अच्छा बताते हैं.
Kandisa was we were once working on a song, and as Rahul said, first we used to make the music and the tune and set it up, and then the lyrics would come later. So it was during those times in the late 90s, I think 98, 99, somewhere around that time, when we were working on a song, and we had already actually played this Tuta Futa song at, I think, one show or two shows. And we had made some other tune, something half like Kandisa, but not fully. And at which point Rahul had learned the song from a friend of his, a childhood friend, who used to sing this original Kandisa as a church choir boy in जब वो छोटे थे. तो राहुल
yeah.
ने वो लिख लिया था किसी पेपर पे, छोटे से एक. It was a very interesting piece of paper where he had written this down, and he got back, and when we were working on this the earlier version of Kandisa, he proposed that we sing this, and this would go nicely with what we were doing. And from there, we actually changed the song quite a lot, and only retained the opening of the song as you know it now, jo pehle tha.
Yeah.
The rest of
Yeah.
it became pretty much what Rahul got from his friend, and then we just rearranged, added new music, uh, just did the alap around it, solos and everything. So a slightly more modern rendition of a old church hymn, and
Yeah.
that's roughly संक्षिप्त में कंदीसा की story.
Yeah, and
Thank
Kandisa is in a language called Aramaic.
Yeah, it's not Indian. Yeah.
Well, it is Indian now because the guys who spoke Aramaic came to India in hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Okay, well
Okay.
over 1,000 years ago. Nikhil Rao has something to say on this. But they claim that they came to India in 52 AD with Saint
Oh,
Thomas. And they
okay.
ran away from Syria where they were being persecuted. And they came to the shores of Kerala. So the Syrian Catholics and the Syrian Christians of Kerala are actually trace their roots back, or at least their religious roots back to Syria. And when they
Yeah.
migrated, they brought a lot of hymns and masses with them, which was sung in their churches over the next hundreds of years. And this song is one such song.
Wow. Very interesting. It's so interesting to know that every song has its own journey, and then where it just takes you. And now it's like popular. It's so inculcated in our culture also. So you do a lot of thought-provoking songs as well. Some are really hard-hitting. So do you get pressurized when you're writing these lyrics of these songs, or when you have to sing them? Is there a debate in the group that it's getting too bold or anything like that? Or you all are on the same page when it comes to these thought-provoking songs?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a debate on the lyrics as to its political implications. We've had a debate on the lyrics as to whether it fits well within the song or not.
Yeah.
You know, guys?
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
don't remember any such debate on the topic of the song itself. I mean, yes, but a few words here, some lines here, maybe replace one paragraph with another. All that definitely, but no, I don't remember any such discussion.
And I think it's also the fact that the band, collectively believes in certain ideologies, certain ways.
Yeah.
That's why we're together. And as Rahul had pointed out earlier, we, as far as our songs are concerned, which we are not composing for a film or anything, we first
Yeah.
compose a tune. As far as the lyrics are concerned, when they come to us, they're more or less on this because we brief the lyricists as to what we want, and there hasn't been a kind of a discussion or a debate as to whether this is gelling or not gelling, and somebody or from the band not agreeing to the basic essence of that song or the lyrics or whatever. So I think we are essentially on the same plane, and I think it works out better for us.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think you need a group like you who speaks so nicely, and who like actually we can relate to your songs. So my question was from there, like hats off to you, for actually bringing it black and white in front. So amazing job. So my question was like we do have bands like the one in Sweden also. There was a band called ABBA, which you must have definitely heard. They're
Yeah.
very famous and they have such good numbers, which even play today. They are even our kids are singing them still. So these are not being as a band now anymore. And you have been around like for 30 years now. So what is that one thing I would like each one of you to say? What is that one thing that brings you all together? Yeah, music is part of it.
Yeah, we want to say music, but yeah.
Yeah, of course, that goes without saying. But this is just for these new viewers that we have, who are looking up to you, who are creating a band. We see youngsters who are very interested in music. We in fact have very good music schools in Stockholm. They create bands, but of course, apart from your singing and everything, there's a lot more that goes in being together. So, what do you think is there?
I think it changes with age.
Yeah,
So, young bands, I have noticed, have a tendency to want to hang out socially as well as musically.
yeah,
Uh, Indian Ocean pretty much never did that because we spent so much time touring that we have enough of each other's company to not want to indulge in each other's company when we are off touring and practicing. But young bands have this tendency to want to hang out together. I think it makes them feel more secure and they probably want to make their presence felt in a certain way. So I would actually say getting to know and like each other is possibly more important
yeah,
than your musical abilities. The music matching is a bonus almost.
yeah.
Because if you don't like each other, it's not easy to make good music together.
True.
And that is also the reason why most bands break up, which is,
Yes.
personal egos getting in the way and things like that. And
Yeah.
it's usually what happens is that a band performs and the audience seems to like one person in the band more than the others, or at least that is what is perceived by the others. And the
Yeah.
guy who's liked more, if they're young and not secure enough, their heads swell up and they get these massive egos, which then
True.
rubs off on the other guys and they say, "Oh, come on, man," and that leads to a lot of, I think, if it leads to a lot of breakups in bands across ages, but particularly in the younger years.
Yeah. Yeah. True. 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 How about Amit? Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I agree largely with Rahul, and I think it's also the joy of not just music or making music, but the band has also given us wings. We get to travel a lot. We all like to eat. We all so that bit really helps in making our job very fun filled, and the fact that we get to play live. I think all of us really
Yeah.
enjoy getting on stage and getting that vibe from the people and putting our music out there, and it's almost like this new character that walks onto the stage. There is another part of us that is like this quiet person that stays back, and वो stage पे बाहर आता है जब तो उसको लेकर के काफी we enjoy that, and I think that's also one big high of and one big reason, and it's not easy to find good bandmates. As Rahul said, it's
Yes.
better important to like people, and then only the music becomes the bonus. And so once you find good bandmates, then you make the most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You've
liked
done
it
it.
when Amit was talking about food. Nikhil's face lit up because that is one thing that binds us definitely. We all love to eat.
Love food.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's such a lovely grin on his face. I loved it.
So Nikhil likes to explore and eat a lot of food. Like how did I just
There are too many
I think
stories by now. So,
okay, a lot of is the operative word.
correct. Quantity जरूरी है.
Though I will tell you this, that Nikhil Rao lost 20 kilos through keto and dieting it. So
I
he
think
also
more
likes
than
to
that.
Oh God.
experiment with his own body. He does all kinds of interesting things. So he'll say, "I will eat once a day." Then he'll say, "Okay, I'm done with eating once a day. I will eat twice a day." Then he'll say, "Okay, I'm done with that."
I won't eat. Then he doesn't
I
eat.
remember once he went for 6 days with just green tea or something like that. Having
Oh, did
green
he
tea twice a
survive?
day. He went for 6 days like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Oh my
that's because for 6 months I've been stuffing my face with prawns. So
It's
Okay.
it's the yin to his yang.
yeah.
Okay. Good. So Nikhil, it is food, huh? Is it all the variety of food you get to try, traveling national, international, everywhere?
Yeah. Best part
Okay.
about traveling, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we love it. We like going abroad. When we go abroad, we like to try local cuisines that we don't get to taste in India.
Oh, that's so
And
nice.
yeah, because
And that's fun.
because you get to taste all kinds of stuff you never thought existed.
Yeah.
And and
You
the
should
thing,
come.
the sad part is that a lot of people abroad say, "Oh, we made an Indian meal for you," and we're like, "Why?"
Don't worry.
Don't.
We'll keep that in mind when you're here.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Noted. Perfect. No, that's good. Tuhin, we've not heard from you. Do you have something to add?
I think I'm good with what others
Well,
said. I totally agree with them.
No, I'll tell you though, it took Tuhin a while. When he started traveling, Tuhin had actually never really eaten pork in his life ever,
oh,
and
okay.
yeah, so he was a little. And then within a year, he was right in there. He was like, "Oh, okay,
Oh
this
yeah,
is a lot of fun."
I remember
Yes.
my first abroad trip. Like first I went to Sri Lanka and Dubai. So those were like pretty much Indian cuisine places.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
first time I went to Singapore, and the first thing I asked at the hotel reception was, "Is there any Indian restaurants around?" And Rahul said, "I'll take you to a better place." And then we had some Mongolian food or something like that. I don't exactly remember.
Okay. So when you come here, you have a lot of salmon and all the seafood, which is very good
Oh,
in
lovely.
Sweden. Yeah.
Yeah.
So perfect treat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We are having some question. I'll just take from our audience.
Yeah.
Is what do you think can be brought through music? There is a
Sorry,
question from the viewers. Is that what is that you think can be brought through music?
what can be brought through music?
Yeah, what message, or I think that's what they are trying to ask.
Oh, okay. Anybody? You see, this is the problem. I talk so much that sometimes I want to just shut up.
अरे हाँ हिमांशु निखिल कुछ तो बोलो सिर्फ खाने के बारे में
For the
बोलो
next
नहीं
generation,
साहब मैं
for
बोल
the
चुका
next
हूँ
generation,
निखिल
they're
कुछ
just trying to
Nikhil is
write.
not saying anything. I think he's wanting to say something. Why don't you?
Okay. In the best tradition of 2020, should I say, am I audible first? And then
You're
You're
audible.
there's
Crackle.
can I say? Can you repeat the question? The reason I'm not saying much is that the line at mine is not so great. So yeah,
okay.
I'm so
So the
sorry.
question
Yeah,
is,
I'm missing most of it. Yeah.
what is that you think can be brought about through music for the next generation?
What change was it change?
Yeah,
Sorry.
like I think they mean the change. Yeah. What
Well,
role does music play in like bringing up
well, I would
changes?
think that new music, well, music itself is an amalgamation of something new and something old, like tradition and modernity. Like even in the music of Indian Ocean, I guess you see something which is old, which is continuing, and something which is maybe a recent innovation. And I think every generation keeps doing that, and they take it up to a point, and then they hand it over to the next generation. And then it's up to the to younger musicians to imbibe all that's gone before in the sense of traditions, and then come up with something of their own, like make some new experiments. So I'm sorry if I didn't answer the question exactly, but that's what I thought I heard.
Yeah, you kind of explained. Your kind of music is also very experimental. You bring so many music instruments into it, and it's kind of experimental. So have you? It's you can call it like a legacy that you would be leaving behind. Because this kind of music has never been heard before. We don't see anyone playing this kind of music. Have you guys ever thought about opening up an institute, or training youngsters? Has that thought ever come to you guys? Do y'all do it? I don't know that also.
Not really.
No.
No, Nikhil. Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, these guys, I don't know what they do. So Himanshu Joshi over lockdown has been actually singing the songs of Kumaon, bringing
Uh-huh.
out old melodies. Him and his daughter now she's joined him, And they sing
Wow.
these older melodies, and they are bringing together the history, because Himanshu has actually done a lot of work on the history of Kumaon and Kumaoni music, because his uncle was one of the best known folk musicians from the hills. So Himanshu is carrying that tradition forward of having people listen to the older stuff. Nikhil
Fantastic.
Rao is amazing because Nikhil Rao loves doing Carnatic and jazz and hard rock and metal and all kinds of stuff. So these guys are exploring old, the new, bringing the old into the new. And I think a lot of what we do, for example, we sing Kabir Das in a new
Yeah.
way, which is more accessible to today's generation. And that probably sparks an interest in knowing, oh, what other songs exist of that style.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we also like it because we like giving old things a new shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you do
Because
it.
that's what
Yeah.
folk music has been doing all through. Folk music has a certain form, but they keep changing the lyrics to match the modern reality, and it provides a link between the old and the new. So in
Yeah.
that sense, the kind of music Indian Ocean does is also a link between the old and the new.
Yeah.
But to get back to that question, how can music change? One of the things is, like I said, that through our music, we are making you aware of the glory of your tradition and history.
True.
At the same time, we are taking a fairly dispassionate, non emotional view of it,
Yeah.
which is the way history ought to be studied rather than as an ideology.
True.
Okay, so there are a lot of things that music can do. I mean, when I think of can music bring a change, I think of Bob Marley.
Yeah.
That even today the song "Get Up, Stand Up for Your Rights" is something that will resonate with people everywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And this man sang it 40 years or 50 years ago at a time when his country had just been born, and they were fighting a lot of old things that existed. They were talking about racism, they were talking about rights, they were talking about black people. I mean, so many interesting, important things in Bob Marley's music.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of music I think which can change things for the better.
Absolutely. Yeah. True. True. So we are
I mean, I
having,
think
yeah, we are having many. We have a viewer from Berlin. She's asking, when are you going to come 2021 to Berlin, or later half do you plan to come? So you're having
Yeah.
viewers wanting, to be here so we can hear you live. Thank you.
we also want to be there so that they can hear us live.
Call us.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'll take one last question. We're just going a little over time. One last question that's coming from the viewer is that is there any song which represents your journey, and which one is your favorite song out of all your songs?
Sorry, could you please repeat that? I
It was
think I
not
lost.
audible. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Amit, दो part of the question hai. Is there a song that represents our journey? Two, which is your favorite song?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Wow. I think the true answer for both questions is no. There is no one song that would probably represent the whole thing. But
Yeah,
yeah, I do have some favorite songs, and I'm sure everybody might have a few others. But show पे बजाने के हिसाब से, from the point of view of playing on stage, um, I personally like a song called Pothos, but we don't really play it often enough. It's a long, quiet song, and we don't really get a chance to play it often enough. That's my personal favorite out of the band. I'm sure everybody else. Oh, another song that I really love playing is one of our newer ones. It's called Saudi.
which one? You,
It's it's a new song. It's called Saudi. It's largely instrumental, and that's why I also really enjoy playing that live. बाकी हमारी जर्नी एक गाने में संक्षिप्त होने लायक नहीं है, मुझे लग रहा है, तो थोड़ा मुश्किल प्रश्न है वो.
Okay.
Yeah, because the journey is not even over. How can we?
We want to hear more and more from you. It's not over, but
Yeah.
of course. So we know that the LP of Elite all came recently. So that was fantastic. Great. Good job. I think you have a lot of information about the songs and a lot of things on that LP cover.
Yeah. This LP was actually pressed in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. So great. All the best with that. And we are going a little over time. So thank you so much, everyone, for today.
Thank you.
We really enjoyed interacting with you. It was so much of learning. We are having so many messages from our viewers. They are like so happy listening from their favorite band. Thank you so much. We look forward to actually having you here, which will really be a dream come true for many of us.
Okay.
Have a great time in this lockdown. Yeah.
Thank you. One last thing before you go is that your name is so beautiful, Alamjeet. I think you
Thank you.
should at some point explain to your listeners what it means.
Okay.
Yeah.
It means the world and world winner. So the one who I have been, your song Kandisa has come to me many times because it starts with Alam.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
it's been a very integral part of my life. So, of course, and you have been my most favorite. So, I'm today totally honored, sir, for ending this year with you. Thank you so much for being there. And
Thank
wish
you.
you a great 2021. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Nikhil, Amit,
Happy New
and
Year.
thank you so much. Bye.
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 And that was Indian Ocean Band. Amazing interacting with all these lovely people. So much to learn. So many back stories that we got to know about their songs. How interesting that is. So next week we have Mr. Amarjeet Singh Chawla. He is the Turban Traveler. He has been traveling from Delhi to London in 2018, covering so many countries. And he is currently also traveling, he's doing a 10,000 kilometer yatra and visiting many places, keeping in mind Guru Tegh Bahadur, the ninth Guru of the Sikh, and marking his 400 Prakash Pura. So he will be joining us next week and telling us a lot about his journey and his mission. So thank you so much today for joining, and have a great new year 2021. We see you next Wednesday on the Wednesday Talk Show. Thank you guys. Bye.